You're listening to
It doesn't matter what you think.
the Sports Fellas Podcast.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is your boy Andres. We are back with episode number 48 of the Sports Fellas Podcast. Very close to hitting a milestone, and today, along with my co-host Eric, how you doing, sir?
Good, man. It's good to be back. You know, playoffs getting started, first day, or second day, I guess now. But
technically, yeah.
We're missing the first half of the Lakers game for this, so hopefully we don't miss too much.
Yeah, absolutely. And today I have a very special guest. He's the number one D'Angelo Russell fan on Twitter. My boy Diyab. How you doing?
That's dirty. That's dirty. I'm doing good, man. Nice to finally get on the pod. I know we talked about this for a while, so I'm really excited.
Absolutely. So there's a lot to talk about, but the weather's getting better. Obviously Eric lives in Texas, but for Diyab, for you and I, the weather's getting better. It's starting to look like spring finally. NBA playoffs, NFL draft around the corner. The Champions League is about to hit the semifinals. Baseball's back. NBA playoffs. I mean, there is so much to talk about. We got it covered over the next couple of weeks, but let's not waste any more time. Let's get straight into it. So Diyab, obviously you're the guest today. I got to put the spotlight on you. What star player has the most pressure in the playoffs right now, and why? It could be any player. It could be a player on your own team like Karl Anthony Towns. It could be Trae Young on your other team, but what player for you has the most pressure coming into these playoffs, and why?
Oh, I think for me, and I feel like hopefully this is the easy answer that we're all going to have, but it has to be Joel Embiid. I mean, he's the front runner for MVP, hasn't made out the second round. There's a lot going for him, and I know the second round matchup's not looking good in case Boston makes it out, so he has a lot going for him, but, he's been labeled this top 5 player for a couple of years now, and you cannot be a top 5 and not make it out the second round once. There's multiple playoff failures. You could blame it on Doc Rivers, you could blame it on Ben Simmons, but, this is the year. I mean, James Harden's a free agent this year as well, so whatever goes on in the playoffs, it has to go Philly's way. Otherwise, they could be looking at an early rebuild.
So we talked about the process for so many years, and now this could potentially be the last year. Eric, what are your thoughts here?
He's right. I think the answer is a pretty easy Embiid. Like they have a lot of pressure, especially with them having to pay Maxey soon, and him are like reportedly getting the max or asking for the max, then Harden potentially leaving or not. Like they kind of have to make a big splash this year in the playoffs. Like at least show something. If it's another second round exit, it's not. I don't know where they go from here, honestly. Like you can't just run it back with the same lineup because like you're gonna lose Harden probably. You might not, but if you're giving Maxey the max, then you're not gonna keep Harden. You can't run it back with just Embiid, Maxey, and Tobias Harris and expect
PJ Tucker
and expect to see more success. Like I think it has to be them, especially because this is the third year in a row that Sixers fans and Embiid fans, even other people have been claiming that Embiid should win MVP, should be this, should be that. Well, he's finally going to win it, it seems like, based on like a lot of reported votes already. And if he again fizzles out in the second round, it's going to be some pretty big discussions going on this offseason. But I'll just give another answer just so we don't have the exact same one. I'll say Jokic for my second one, just because if you're a 2-time MVP, you're a top 3 again for MVP, and you have another offseason where you don't even make the final, or another playoffs where you don't even make the finals. I do think it's a bit different for him because he's at least made the Western Conference Finals, and I wouldn't say he has as much help as Embiid because I do think Harden alone is better than anyone Jokic has, and I think if you look on the season, when Embiid is off the court versus when Jokic is off the court, it's pretty vastly different. But I still think like the easy answer just has to be Embiid. So I'd agree. I don't know how you could have a different answer at this point, honestly.
Yeah, I think my answer is also Joel Embiid, just because like when you break it down year by year, and this is his 5th year, I think, in the playoffs, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, his 6th year in the playoffs. And if you break it down year by year, like the excuses are always there. So 2018, okay, wasn't his best shot, but think about it. He was playing against Al Horford, Marcus Morris, Terry Rozier, Marcus Smart, a young Jason Tatum, and a young Jaylen Brown. That was probably his best shot, but I don't think that was his best shot. His best shot was the following year where he had Jimmy Butler, JJ Redick, Ben Simmons was playing really good, and Tobias Harris. So every single year there's an excuse, right? So 2018 he got locked down by Horford. 2019, oh, it was a lucky shot by Kawhi. 2020, Ben Simmons was hurt. 2021, Doc Rivers. Last year, Joel Embiid was hurt. So there's just a consistency of Joel Embiid always being hurt come April, come May, and like the excuse is just coming out at full force. A lot of Embiid fans and like NBA fans per se do think that Joel Embiid should have 3 MVPs. How do you have 3 MVPs? You're considered the best in the world, quote unquote, and you can't get past the second round?
Yeah, I mean, if you really look at it, oh, go ahead.
No, you're good. Go ahead. You got it.
Oh, I was gonna say, if you look just down the list, I mean, you could go down to the top 15 players, and at least most of them, barring who is it, Donovan Mitchell, have made it to the conference finals. I mean, Trae Young's made it. Paul George recently made it with the Clippers. You got Jimmy Butler making the finals, making multiple ECF runs. I mean, the excuse is gone. So the Hawks series, actually, I feel like was his best chance. And he had multiple stinkers. I know Ben Simmons catches a lot of slander, and so does Doc, but like, I mean, what was it? Game 5, he went 0 for 12. Game 4, he went like 2 for 10 in the second half. And he had dominant first half and disappeared the second half. I mean, if you're the best player in the world, you can't do that. We've seen players like Giannis get slandered for less. Or, I mean, you could look across the board. Steph has gotten slandered hard, and his own teammate has gotten a lot more slander. And he's made it a lot further than Embiid has multiple year in, year out. He's taken them to the WCF, taking the Warriors to the absolute max, the KD Warriors at that. So, I mean, you just can't be considered this top 5 player if you can't do it. I mean, Luka did it. Upset the Suns when no one thought he could.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people, including myself, picked the Suns to win that series, not gonna lie. Like, but, if you said... Yeah. Go ahead, Eric, sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, even if you look at it, though, he's played in 4 playoff series in the second round so far. He's made the second round 4 times. Granted, last year against the Heat, he was battling injuries. He missed 2 games. We all know kind of what he was dealing with. But if you look at his total career so far in the second rounds, he's never won a second round series, and he's only averaging 23 points in it. Like, that's just not good enough. Like, his best one was definitely against the Hawks, which they should have beaten the Hawks. Like, I feel like we are like, oh, well, he played well, but they shouldn't. No, if you're arguably the best player in the world, if you should have 3 MVPs, you gotta win that series. Like, we gotta stop making that excuse. Like, I know we're not, but like, people gotta stop pretending like that's not important. Like, if you want to be that guy, you win that series. Tatum, when he was younger, was winning that series. Tatum in his 3rd year or whatever was doing better than what Embiid's been doing. And even last game, they won. They played very well against the Nets. I don't think anybody expects them to lose, but he wasn't even the best player on his team. Arguably, he wasn't the best player on the court. Like, we just gotta see more from him. I think, like, we're not seeing enough to justify all these regular season talks, and that's what gives me no faith in this team. Is Doc Rivers? I don't have any faith in him. Harden, as a Harden fan, I want to have faith in him, but I can't.
He's
and then
just
Embiid,
not the same
like,
player, yeah.
And then Embiid, we've seen it multiple times. Like, it's just hard to have faith in that team. And if they get, who would they get matched up with? Celtics next round?
Bro.
I don't see them beating the Celtics.
Pack it up.
Yeah, like, it's just, if they beat the Celtics, then that 100% proves me wrong, and I will give him all the props for that.
Yeah, I'm not.
But I
like,
just don't see it happening.
I'm not afraid to admit that I'm wrong, like in the circumstances, but like I really don't see a path for Philly to beat Boston, bro. Like, if you want to beat, well, they have to get back to the second round to get to the Bucks. Yeah. If you want to beat Boston, you're gonna need like 2018 James Harden, and like, we gotta call a spade a spade. He's not that same scorer anymore. Like, he hasn't been for, I want to say 2 years now, because in 2021 with the Nets, he was still killing. I would say personally. But what, you gonna depend on Tyrese Maxey to be your second best player against the Boston Celtics, bro? The Boston Celtics are the first team in NBA history to have a top 2 offense and a top 2 defense, dude. Like, we're not talking about some overnight team, man. Like, people really don't get it, man. Like, the Celtics are really, really good, and that clouds their judgment on this shit. But anyways, a lot of people are trying to say Jokic has pressure, but I'm going to try to be as blunt as possible. So last year, they faced the Warriors, and they had me on the court, and they had, well, Eric, you might be a pure hooper, I don't know. They had me on the court against the Warriors. In 2021, they were going up against the Suns. They beat the Blazers. A lot of people picked the Blazers to win that first round series. A lot of people said that the Blazers were going to beat the Nuggets. Then they lost to the Suns, who eventually made the finals. And now people are going to say that XYZ was injured, blah, blah, blah. They made the finals, whatever. In the bubble, they lost to the Lakers, who eventually won the championship. And in 2019, they lost to the Blazers in a 7-game series. Like, Jokic's playoff resume per se is really not bad. You know what I mean?
No, he's played well individually. He's played really well. Better than Embiid for sure.
And I'm not
Yeah.
gonna say counting stats in basketball are everything because they're not, but like his numbers come playoff time, they're pretty disgusting. I don't know,
I
man.
agree. I would say though, just to bounce off that, I do think Jokic has the clear second most pressure. Because when I look across the other teams, either no one expects them to make it out the first round, or I mean, who else is there? Like Jason Tatum. What pressure is there really for the Celtics? I mean, I'd say Jason Tatum might be third, but it's a very distant third. Like if he doesn't make it, maybe it might be the Suns. Maybe it's KD and the Suns.
Maybe it's
third,
KD.
but, yeah. I mean, past that, it just has to be Jokic.
He does have that narrative of like trying to win without Steph that people still hold him to, like, oh, he can't do anything without Steph. So
He can't.
I guess he has that. Okay, well, here we go. We all know Andres is a little KD hater.
I'm not.
But-
Listen, man, it's not hating if it's facts, bro. That's all I'm
Okay,
saying.
who do you?
Hey.
Didn't you pick the Suns to go pretty far though? So clearly you think you can.
I picked the Clippers, but I like.
Oh my God. Okay.
Me too. But me and Andres, we're the same. We're
Yeah,
Paul
bro.
George fans, man.
Yeah, bro.
Kawhi's
No,
He's
but-
not even
listen,
playing. What do you mean?
All trolling aside, but you know what? We'll wait to the predictions. So you
Yeah,
can.
yeah.
So I want to see how upset you're gonna get. But
Oh,
nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, let us know who you think is the player that's under the worst pressure. DG was supposed to be on this pod to defend Embiid, and I texted him and he didn't respond. So shout out to DG for that one. A lot of people are saying Giannis has pressure. He already won a championship. He has no pressure whatsoever. Let's scroll down the list. So we got this. The Bucks are the 1 seed. They don't have pressure. Jason Tatum doesn't have pressure. The 3 seed is the Sixers. We already said they have pressure. Donovan Mitchell and the Cavs. Do they have pressure? Year one?
I think they're pretty young, so I don't think the pressure is necessarily like mounted up yet. But if like we're 3 years from now and they're still first, second round and not doing anything, I think then we can have questions. I do think though we gotta say they have to beat the Knicks. If they don't do that, then it's a disappointment, I think.
Okay.
But
Do you guys we all have the Cavs winning, right? Prior to game one, we all had the Cavs winning, correct?
I have Cavs.
Yeah,
I picked Cavs
probably,
in 7 before game one. Anyway,
I had Cavs
so,
in 6.
yeah.
Okay.
So
I
Okay.
had Cavs in 6,
Okay.
but I mean, I would say if Donovan Mitchell plays the way that he did game 1 and they still end up losing, I don't think his pressure's as much. It would be more on Darius Garland or Evan Mobley. I thought he was due for a generational game yesterday, but it didn't turn out that way.
yeah, Evan
Yeah.
Mobley was getting praised pretty early on. Like he was getting crowned already and everything, and to come out like that with Julius Randle playing that well and stuff, I don't know. He's got to show a little more. But like we said, he's still young, so
Yeah.
I don't think there's like a ton of pressure on him. It's just we're expecting to see more, kind of.
Yeah, a lot of people were saying how Evan Mobley, like, he really didn't have a good game and stuff. So I wasn't able to watch the entire game. So a lot of people were saying that he was locking down Julius Randle, and that's why Julius Randle shot like 7 of 25 or whatever it was. I think he shot really bad, but I know it was his first game back from an injury and everything. But let's go to the West. So Jokic, a lot of people are saying he has pressure. That's the number 1 seed. Ja Morant, the Grizzlies don't have pressure. They're a small market team. I don't really think that they have that pressure. The
No, I don't know if I agree with that, because with him saying all the I'm fine out West stuff, he kind of has to
That
show
is
up
true.
in the West. He needs
That
to
is
show up
true.
in the West. To
So
do that.
how far do the Grizzlies get?
I think they need to make the West. If you're the 2nd seed and you're talking about how you're fine out West, you at least got to make the Western Conference Finals. You can't be talking like the West is easy and I'm not worried, and then get bounced 2nd round. Like that's a bad look.
Yeah.
Okay. Sacramento, I don't think they're playing with house money because a lot of people are picking the
Yeah.
Warriors, not me.
Yeah.
A lot of people are picking not me. The Suns, they have pressure. Obviously, the Clippers don't. The Warriors, do they have pressure? No, they just won the championship. They
Do
have
the
zero
Clippers
pressure.
not have pressure? You don't think the Clippers have any pressure?
I
I
don't
mean,
think so.
you got the injury excuse another year. I mean, Paul George isn't going to play the whole first round. You're playing against KD. Although I do think that, I don't even know if it's biased, but I think they should beat the Suns. I mean, the Suns have no wing defenders. You should be able to have your way. Kawhi could score bucket for bucket with KD. You just need someone to match D-Book and just kind of go for it. I trust Ty Lue a lot more than Monty.
I feel like, you know what? I'm gonna come out and say it, bro. I think Kawhi should be guarding Booker because we know Kevin Durant is gonna get his points one way or another.
But I think the problem with that is I don't disagree with that at all. But I feel like if you get into that where like you're putting Kawhi to guard not arguably their best player, okay, their 2nd best player, Booker, you're expecting him to kind of carry on both ends, because I don't see a scenario where Kawhi can go out and average 20 points and they win the series. He has to be pretty dominant on offense also. And if you're asking him to kind of lock down D-Book, you're asking a lot from him. But I don't think any one player, even Durant, is expected to do that much from the Suns. Like, I think they might not have the depth, they might not have the wing defenders, but I think they can still go out. Durant can put up 25 games. D-Book could put up 25 games. Chris Paul could put up, like, what, 15 and 10, 12 and 10, something like that. So, like, I think it's just, I feel like you could argue for sure the depth the Clippers have. But when you look at the top guys, which we know in the playoffs, stars is where it's at. Like, star power is what matters most.
I'm going to add to that.
Suns got that. Unless Paul George magically comes back and is just dominant again.
They ruled him out, but
yeah. So I just
we'll see. Lakers, do they have pressure?
I think just because they're the Lakers, they always have pressure. But I don't think there's like.
But hey, listen, a lot of people are saying that they were gonna get the 6th seed and they were gonna go on this championship run. So.
Okay, but to be fair, that's just Lakers fans being Lakers fans. Like, we all know. But I think it was only Lakers fans really saying that, or LeBron fans.
I think there's a little bit of pressure. I mean, LeBron's legacy is set. Like, it's all set and done.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you can't say anything. But if LeBron gets bounced out in the first round again, was this the second time in 3 years? First round, they lost to the Suns last year. They missed the playoffs. This year, they get bounced in the first. I mean, it's not a good look.
Yeah, because if you look at let's pretend they do lose first round to the Grizzlies. I don't know what y'all picked, but let's say they lose first round to the Grizzlies. His Lakers tenure is looking pretty rough, other than one 2020 ring, which, granted, a ring heals all. That's all that really matters. He got that ring, none of it matters. But all the other years, he did absolutely nothing there. So that matters. Yeah. Like, I still don't think there's as much pressure as, like, the Suns. We talked about the Sixers. But I think it comes with when LeBron is on your team, when you're the Los Angeles Lakers, there's always going to be a time.
When you rep the purple and gold.
Yeah. Stuff like
I mean, he's gonna drop down the list of all-time Lakers. I know some people are trying to push him as like top 3, but like, come on now. LeBron's great, but one ring when each star has brought like what 4 or 5 rings there.
Literally multiple, yeah. Because Magic did 5, Kareem did 5 with Magic. Not
bro. Even Jerry West was pushing them deep in the finals every year and stuff like that. So like even Jerry West, we can argue. Some people say basketball back then doesn't count. Whatever, that's a dumb argument to me. But Jerry West did his thing for the Lakers.
Shaq got 3, Cole got but I didn't really think about it like that. They brought multiple. Wow, I really didn't think about it like that. Huh.
Yeah,
so
I mean, you look at the secondary guys, Pau Gasol too, and like it took this long to hang his jerseys up. Like, I don't know, man. Not a good look.
Oof.
Or for AD, actually, AD, that is not a good look at all. Top 75 player all time for this.
Yeah, me and Anjas, we got certain opinions about AD. We're not like, I don't know.
Diyab and me, we talk about D shitter all the time. So listen, man. So, oh my God, Eric. You know what, Eric? I'll start with you. Do you want to go East or West? What do you want to start with?
Oh, hold on. Before you get there, you forgot one more team in the West, the Timberwolves. There's a lot of pressure on this team.
There's a lot. I think there's a lot.
You think so?
You can't make that trade for Gobert and go all in and then absolutely shit the bed.
Okay, hold on. The difference is Cat missed 50 games though. Listen, there's no hypotheticals in sports. I get it. There's no way to tell that the Wolves would have a better record with Cat, but it's the first year, a new trade. Finch has been there for 2 or 3 years now. Like, I don't think there's pressure the first year. Now, in a couple of years, like 2 years down the line, and the Wolves still haven't made the conference finals, then it's different.
So, okay, then what about the same question for the Hawks then? They traded a lot away for DeJounte Murray. Do you think they have any pressure because of that?
I don't think the Hawks do, because when you make the trade for DeJounte Murray, you weren't expecting, like, he was just a step in the right direction. I think DeJounte is no more than a third best player on a championship team.
I think that's my problem with Rockets fans is so many are like, oh, we don't have as many picks as the Pistons or as the Thunder, so we can't trade for a star like they can. How many times, realistically, what is the hit rate on trading like 5+ first round picks for a star? How often does it actually work out and turn into a championship? Like, there's like AD, pretty much other than AD, how many times does it actually work? And that's because you had LeBron James already. So like you did it for Harden. Clearly that didn't work for the Nets.
Kawhi worked.
Kawhi worked, and CP3 to an extent worked because they should have won the ring in 2018. So,
but we didn't trade away that much. In all honesty, we traded away like Patrick Beverly, like stuff like that. We traded away
and I think it was like two or three first round picks. No,
which I don't think that's as much as like the AD trade, the stuff like, and even Kawhi trade. They gave up DeMar DeRozan, which is
big. Pick.
But realistically, they got him pretty light.
So you would say the Chris Paul trade worked out?
I would say so. So
then would you say I feel like in the same light, the Paul George trade worked out. I know you lost Shea, but the Clippers made it the furthest they ever had in franchise history. That was their first WCF ever.
I think the only to answer your question, in a sense, it did work out for the Clippers, right? You know what I mean? Like they got Kawhi and Paul George. That's the problem. Like a lot of people like to troll on Twitter, say like they traded all that shit away for Paul George. Like no, it was for both Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. And Shea, however you guys want to pronounce it, Shea, his first year in OKC, he learned from Chris Paul. So like who knows if he's this star player that he is right now without Chris Paul and playing with Kawhi in LA. Like that's just the truth. But Eric, to answer your question, the answer is Drew Holiday as of the last 5 or 6 years. The Bucks gave up 3 first-round picks and they won.
That's a fair one. But like, I guess I'm thinking a lot of Rockets fans, which I think it's okay to trade for a star, or however you want to classify them, when you're that one step away. I don't think the Hawks were that one step away. Like I see so many Rockets fans saying we should trade away 5 young guys and 5 picks for Jaylen Brown. We are so far from being to that point where that's worth it. So like, I think the Lakers, when they did it for AD, if you got AD, you pair LeBron up with AD, that's the best duo in the league. You're right there. Like, I think different times it makes sense, but when you're not close, and I don't think the Hawks were all that close. Realistically, I don't think the Timberwolves were all that close either. Like they could grow into it for sure, and that's why I might agree with you in 3 years because Cat is still relatively young, I guess. Ant is still young, but I think you gotta be 30. I think you gotta be that one step away, and I don't think those teams were, and that's why I don't understand those trades.
That's fair. I see both angles from it, to be honest.
But anyway,
another thing was, not to cut you off, my bad. Another thing was Celtics fans talking about years ago. Diyab can vouch for this. They wanted to trade Jaylen Brown for Bradley Beal. What the hell is Bradley Beal gonna do for you next to Jason Tatum, dude?
Yeah.
Dude, I just want to say, I'm gonna give my like a 30-second rant here. I do not feel bad for Bradley Beal at all. I hope this is gonna sound rude. I hope he rots in Washington. Don't sign a $250 million contract, whatever it was, and then request out instantly. Just admit you don't care about winning. Take your money. Nobody blames you for taking the money, but stop sitting. Don't do it and then request a trade. That's why I don't understand how they introduced the Supermax, because it's supposed to help small market teams. All it's done is get people to stay, sign the Supermax, and then request a trade immediately and put them a hole. So like, it doesn't help at all. If anything, it screws them over. I don't feel bad for Beal at all. I hope he stays there. I hope they don't get anything for him. I feel bad for Wizards fans, because all Wizards fans I know wanted them to hurry up and trade Beal, so they didn't do that, but they did it anyway. I don't understand their direction at all. It makes no sense to me, and that's why I don't expect them to be good anytime soon.
Yeah, bouncing off that too. I mean, to a degree, and I'm a big Dame fan. Andre, no, me and him are big Dame guys, but you can't have it the same way and expect the team that's never done anything around you to do something all of a sudden. And then, Dame's having this whole pity fest to the media, like, if they're going to be rebuilding, like, it's just all this, like, hidden message stuff in between. It's like, just demand they traded. It's over. Some people, they think Jaylen Brown's going to be the difference maker for the Blazers, but what is that, a first-round exit next year?
Yeah, I'm so sick of like this. Like I like loyalty and I can respect you being loyal, but I don't know. There's a way.
There should be a category. For example, James Harden being loyal to Houston, that was fine because he was a top 5, top 3 player. Bradley Beal, he is nowhere near top 30. It's crazy because years ago, Diyab and we said that Anthony Edwards was better than Bradley Beal. Like I said, like seriously. Like I think it was last year. When was the rookie of the year? 2 years ago. So yeah, last year So last year we were saying how Ant was literally better than Bradley Beal, and they thought we were crazy. But
look at him now. Except he had a rough playing game. We gotta talk about that. That was a rough playing game.
I mean, Yeah, but at the same time, we don't know if he's injured or not. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen,
I don't know. I guess I just don't see that. Like, everyone's playing through injuries when you're this late to the season. Sometimes you just gotta tough it out.
I get it, but we don't know what he's going through personally. Like, I learned to stop in some situations criticizing athletes because like we don't know what's going on in their personal life. Like, you know what I mean? But Eric, so East or West? Talk to me.
Oh, we can start with the East.
The East. All right. So the first series is Bucks Heat.
Good luck.
What do we have? Diaz, since you're the guest, what do we have, bro? Talk to me.
I'll respect the Heat for one game. I think they steal one, but it's Bucks in 5. Now I don't think there's any chance in hell that they upset the Bucks in any way, shape, or form. Like it would take a Giannis injury for that to happen.
Hopefully not. Hopefully he's healthy.
Hopefully not, man.
I really don't think the Bucks are gonna beat the Celtics, man. I don't know. A lot of people are saying it, but I genuinely don't see it. Eric.
I'm gonna go with the same as him. I think y'all can win one game. I mean, I feel like I gotta at least give Jimmy Butler his respect to get one game because we know how he comes out in the playoffs. But y'all's team sucks outside of a couple players. Like, it's rough. So I just don't see it.
I'm about to sip the culture, man. Are we ready?
Oh, brother, here we go.
No, I think it'll be Bucks in 5. I think. However, I think our best chance at winning a game has to be today. The Bucks are rusty. We played 2 games in like 5 days. If we're gonna win a game this series, it has to be this afternoon because if not, like, I don't know if you guys remember 2 years ago where we lost in OT on a Chris Middleton game winner, and then we got smoked the next 3 games.
So you think winning today is easier than winning at home?
If we're gonna win a game, it has to be today. If not,
okay, then in that same stance, then if y'all win today and go up 1-0 on the road, do you think that actually gives y'all a realistic chance to keep pushing the series, or no? Do you still think it's over in 5 or 6?
It depends on how we come out because like Max Strus, he really looked like prime Ray Allen. Now
he looks insane
in the playing game, you know. But the next game he'll look like, I don't know, Michael Kidd Gilchrist. So it all depends on if he wants to show up. I mean, I just hate. So I'm glad we're not playing the Celtics because we would have gone to mollywop the same way the Hawks did. But at the same time, people are going to cut ass on Bam, and I just know it. Like, I know exactly how this shit is going to turn out. Bam is going to average like 14 and 10, and then all the hero fans on Twitter are going to be like, oh, trade Bam. Bro, they want to trade Bam for Bradley Beal because Bradley Beal scores the basketball, dude. Like, he had 17 rebounds, man, and he made the game-winning block. Like, a lot of people, they criticize him for not getting rebounds. In the first game, in the second game, against the Bulls, he grabbed 17 rebounds. He obviously didn't shoot as well at the rim because he was missing a lot of bunnies and stuff. And he still gets critiqued for not having 20 points. Like, people want, like, Heat fans want him to be a 40-20 player, bro. Like, calm down. Seriously. But
yeah, but I do think Bam needs to show up because that Hawks game, that was absolutely embarrassing. I mean, Clint Capella looked like his father the whole game, man. What are you gritting at, man? Fuck you. You're not wrong, Diyab. You're not wrong. But yeah, I mean, of all the Miami players, I mean, since I'm a Super Bowl fan, I don't like Jimmy. I absolutely hate him. I wish the worst on him every day. But like, yeah, but I respect him. I didn't respect him before, but after that finals run, like, you can't say anything about that guy. He shows up in the playoffs.
It's corny, but he got that dog in him. For like, people always say that, and it's corny, but like, it's true with him. He shows up
when I saw that his hair wasn't braided, I was like, he's all business tonight, and he came out. And he came out and he had 32. Listen, man. I'm gonna get into it's not gonna be a rant, but I'm gonna just say something real quick, man. Like, I don't take being in the playoffs for granted. You know what I mean? We, in the 15 years that Spo has been in Miami, we've been in the playoffs 12 times. One of those times we missed the playoffs because Wade had a shoulder injury, and then the other time Bush had blood clots and Wade missed, I think, like 15, 20 games. I don't take being in the playoffs for granted at all because you could be like other fans, I'm not going to say any names, but you could be like other fans and miss the playoffs for a long time. I'm very thankful we're in the playoffs. I know we're going to get smoked, but like, we're not in a good place right now. We have no future. We have no present. We need to go out and get Damian Lillard. Somehow, some way, trade whatever it is besides Bam and Jimmy.
Is that possible though? Can you do that? Like, do y'all have enough picks? Like, what player specifically would you package that around?
It has to be Tyler Hero.
Yeah,
it has to be Hero.
You have to start with Tyler. So you go Tyler, Duncan, Caleb, Kyle Lowry's an expiring, and I think we have 3 first-round picks to offer. So I don't understand why.
That's actually not an awful trade, but how many years left does Dame have? Like 3 or?
Honest, I think he re-signed last year.
Okay.
So I think he has like 3 or 4 years left. So
Well,
you keep Strus, right? You get Dame. You have Dame, Strus, Jimmy. Go out and get PJ Washington, and bam.
okay, and then who after them 5?
Hey, listen, man.
They got us 3 running the bench unit.
They can have me out there running the bench, bro. You know who's fireman? Tyus Jones, bro. Okay.
Bro, I love Tyus. Tyus loves Jimmy. Tyus is a Jimmy guy.
Yeah. Well, we'll see, man. But like I said, I don't take being in the playoffs for granted. But right now, we are not in a good place at all. But nonetheless, that was a mini rant. But back to the topic. Diyab, I'm sorry about the Hawks, man. But Hawks Celtics.
No, it's so bad. I mean, I think we still won at home. The game was absolutely disgusting yesterday. I know I'm just following on Twitter, so you probably think we're shitting on DeAndre Hunter like the whole entire game. But I've been shitting on DeAndre. I've been shitting on Capella. Those 2 guys are absolutely nowhere to be found yesterday. And at least Bogey showed up in the second half to make it somewhat watchable. But, I mean, I think we just steal one, but honestly, we probably get swept. It's not looking good. But honestly, there are some good takeaways that I have, which is weird to say in a sweep, but Jalen Johnson looked really good yesterday. I was pretty excited to see him play. I don't know what to say about Trey. I'm starting to be a little bit of a doubter in how far he can truly take a franchise as the best player. DeJounte showed out. I was pretty happy to see how DeJounte played, and that's kind of it. Quinn Snyder had a good second half, but it's a depressing series to watch. Not looking forward to it.
So yeah, I guess that's another thing is what's the Hawks' future if they go out first round? Like where can they try and build off this? Because do they have much cap space? Do they have much picks to trade anything for? Like what can they do?
In terms of our pick situation, I think we could trade like 2 picks. Not too sure exactly with it, but we do have a couple of young guys that might interest some team. I mean, DeAndre Hunter looked like shit, but I feel like if he goes to a team like, let's just say Utah, kind of like what Laurie did, I feel like he would show out. I think Trey truly like limits his ceiling in a way, which is kind of weird to say because Trey's like an amazing playmaker, makes everyone around him look better. I mean, he got John Collins, what, $30-40 million a year contract? Like that's absolutely insane to be doing something like that. And Clint Capella got paid because of him, so I don't know. I think you trade DeAndre Hunter or John Collins, one of them has to go. You put Jalen Johnson into the starting lineup, and then you just try and find a third guy. I was honestly hoping we missed the play-ins and kind of go for a lottery pick.
Me too.
Yeah, because this draft is pretty good. So you could find, even like in the teens, you could find some good talent there.
Oh, 100%. I mean, since we're doing mini rants today, that is the shit that really bothered me this season. There's so many mid teams competing for the 7th, 8th seed all the way until like the very last game. Like OKC, I get it, but like, come on, like you have the most hype prospect in probably ever, or if you want to say number 2 to LeBron, that's fine too. But like Wembanyama is like a generational talent.
Yeah.
And there's no one take from, like, it's just the Rockets, who didn't really have a choice. They weren't competitive this year. It was very nasty to watch.
Pistons, because
The
Kate got hurt.
Yeah, Spurs and Pistons. I'm like, okay, the Magic all look promising. That's nice, but they're going to get a high lottery pick. Indiana for half the year, I don't know what the hell they were doing. I would have just...
Yeah, and that's why the Blazers are smart, because they saw they didn't really have a chance to make, like, a deep run in the playoffs. And I get it for the Thunder. They're young. You know, you tanking for another pick. You still have Chet coming in next year. You already got a lot of assets. I get trying to get the young guys experience and stuff, but the Blazers, they weren't going to make a deep run. I think so. They were smart to do that. And the only way maybe you could get Dame convinced to stay with a draft pick is if it's Wembanyama. Like if you pair Dame up with Wembanyama, you could get something going there, because that could be an insane duo. But other than that, it was smart for them to tank, but also it doesn't mesh with your timeline really. And Dame's going to probably want out if you're using that pick on a player actually instead of trading it away.
Dame, Simons, Sharp, Jeremy Grant, Wembanyama, and Cam Reddish off the bench. Look at that. Sheesh.
Solid 6 seed.
My script writing is fire.
Yeah.
We get to Sixers Nets. I mean, wait, I have Celtics in 5. I low-key think it might be a sweep though, not gonna lie. I don't, bro. The Celtics are way too good, bro. They're disgusting. I really think they might sweep.
Oh my God. Jaylen Brown is absolute. I'm a big Jaylen Brown guy. I mean, for a while, I think a couple months, I had my account name as Jaylen Brown Stan account. Like, I switched up between him and Amp, but my God, bro, he was killing us. He was bailing Jason Tatum out too. He was kind of putting up a stinker that second half.
Yeah, I feel like the Celtics like took it down a notch like in the second half because like they knew what they was, but I'm excited to see like how far they could get because I really think the Celtics will be in the finals again. Like, bro, like the East is really gonna be a breeze for them, bro. Like this is just
a breeze. Come on, give the Bucks some respect.
Bro, they'll probably lose 2 games to the
Bucks. The
Celtics will win in 6, but like I'm talking about a breeze. Like they'll probably beat the Sixers in 5. The Bucks series will probably go 6, and then this series they'll probably sweep. So they'll lose like 3 games total.
I mean, could go the other way. Giannis took them all. What was it? 7 games last year?
Yeah, Giannis is crazy, bro. Me and you, like, I don't know about you, but I think he's the best player in the world still. So like,
I don't even think it's close, to be honest. I think Giannis just clears everyone else.
Yeah. That's why I don't think you can just say like they're losing. I would probably honestly
the
pick
Celtics.
I mean,
Like,
look at the Bucks
bro.
roster though. Bobby Portis is a lot better this year. Chris Middleton's not back into shape, but
But who's guarding Jason and Jalen though? You got Joe Ingles, bro. Luke Kennard has been missing a lot of 3-pointers. That's not a good sign for the Grizzlies. Joe Ingles not doing anything. Grayson Allen. You got Jake Crowder. Chris Middleton coming off.
I think Jay Crowder is a decent defender. Come on.
Chris Middleton coming off.
You can't stop a superstar.
Chris Middleton coming off injury. I mean, I don't know, man. But I don't want to get into that yet, obviously. But season 4, next up we got Sixers and Nets. I think we all agree that the Sixers are winning in 5 games. All in favor say aye.
4 or 5, one of those.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cavs Knicks. My original prediction was Cavs in 5. I might switch it to 6 because the Knicks yesterday they looked good. Jalen Brunson got into foul trouble and they still won the game, which is a positive if you're a Knicks fan. You have your best player or second. For me personally, I think Julius Randle and Brunson they exchanged all year who's better between who, but I do think in playoff you need a bucket and Julius Randle is coming off of injury. So just for that reason, I'm gonna say Jalen Brunson is the best player on the Knicks right now. So Jalen Brunson, their best player, didn't play in the first half, and the Knicks still grinding out a win. Evan Mobley didn't look good. Jared Allen did not look good at all. Okara White, Cedi Osman, Donovan Mitchell is going to be Donovan Mitchell. He's one of the few players in the NBA that's a playoff riser. Like when the playoffs start, he's a riser. People are going to say the bubble, whatever you want to call it. I don't care. He's averaging 28.77 points, which is like top 5 all time or top 6. I think he's underneath KD, Eric, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, maybe. I'm not sure. Last year, he kind of struggled a bit, so it maybe weighed it down. I don't know from last year.
Well, he did average.
I think the graphic was top 5.
Top 5? Okay.
Okay.
I think
What did he average last year?
Against the Mavericks, I think he did 25 or 26 a game, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think it was that bad. It might have been 24, not gonna lie. It might have been 24.
Okay. Yeah, but anyway, yeah, he's crazy when it comes to playoffs. He's like Jimmy Butler, honestly, one of those guys who just like shows out when the playoffs come around. He steps up his game.
Yeah. So Diyab, I know we don't like the Knicks at all in the group chat, but what do you got in this series?
Oh, I mean, that was a tough game to watch yesterday. I thought the Cavs would kind of have it like 5, just like you did, maybe 6, but I don't know, man. The Knicks, this is really tough. I feel like this is one of those. It's gonna go 6 either way. So I think either the Knicks take it in 6 or Cavs in 6. But if I'm gonna choose, I'm picking Cavs in 6.
Cavs in 6. Okay. Eric.
I originally picked, and I'll stick with it. I just picked Cavs in 7 because I think Knicks I think Cavs bench is terrible. Their
bro.
benches.
I'm glad you're talking about benches because when we get to the Clippers Suns, I'm gonna talk about benches.
Like, because Dean Wade, come on, bro. Who are we talking about here? Like,
who are these NPC players,
bro? And I think the Knicks definitely have the advantage on the bench. And if Evan Mobley isn't gonna play up to expectations, which I know maybe it was harsh to have high expectations for a second-year player, but we did because of what he showed us in the regular season. If he doesn't live up to those expectations, player of the year. Yeah, so if he doesn't live up to those expectations, and Donovan Mitchell played crazy, and they still lost, so it's kind of tough. But I still think at the end of the day, Garland, Mobley, Donovan Mitchell, I think there's still enough to win. But I think it might be the best first round series of the entire playoffs.
Oof.
Yeah.
Bold take. I think, yeah, but no. I think mine is Sacramento Golden State.
I have a weird feeling about that series. I don't know. I think just strictly because we know how the Warriors are when it comes to the playoffs. Keep in mind, we'll get to it in a bit, but I did pick Kings to win the series, and I'm sticking with it after game one. But we know how the Warriors are, and I just have a feeling there's going to be 1 or 2 games where Warriors just win by 25, 30, because that's just what always happens.
Bro,
I don't know if
man.
there'll be any Cavs-Knicks games that happen like that.
We'll get to it when we talk about it.
Yeah.
Okay. So next we got Bucks, Cavs. I think the Bucks would win that series in 6 as well.
Bucks who?
Cavs.
Oh, you're talking about like for the second round?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll go Bucks in 5. I'm gonna be honest.
In 5. Oof.
That bench is rough for the Cavs. Like I think they can squeak past the Knicks, but I don't know if they're gonna get much farther.
I mean, they're already kind of struggling with the Knicks. The Bucks are way better. They're more physical. I mean, I don't know. I think Mobley's really good, but then the Bucks also have a defensive player of the year candidate. I mean, Brook Lopez has been amazing. Giannis is one of the best, if not the best, help defender in the league. I mean, their whole starting lineup could lock up. You got Drew Holiday could take Donovan Mitchell or Garland, take him just completely out of the game.
Once
you don't think so?
No. I'm saying like seeing Drew switch on both, that might be, bro. I don't like. Listen, offense. The NBA is 70% offense, 30% defense. We get it, but when you see the players put on defensive master classes, it's a different feeling.
Dude, that's why, man. Those grinded out like the Game 7 2016, 89-93. Those grinded out tough games where nobody scores for 3 straight minutes and then 1 bucket feels like the craziest. Like holy shit, those are like the best type of games because you're so tense. Everything matters so much more. And don't get me wrong, I do love shootouts where like teams are just making shots and going crazy. But I don't know, there's something about those low scoring tough games that just are, I don't know, that's like what we grew up on, kind of our era, like our 2010s, 2009 that's kind of what we grew up on. So I don't know, man.
This isn't nostalgia, by the way, it's just facts. I need to think, has Donovan Mitchell faced a defender as good as Drew Holiday? Yeah. Because Robertson was hurt. CP3 and Harden, they're not really like guard defenders. 2020, the Nuggets, no. The Clippers were all switch defense. Last year, the Mavericks.
Drew's nice. That's what I'm saying.
Bro.
You're talking so highly about the Bucks. You're sleeping on them against the Celtics, man. They're gonna come on, bro.
I'm gonna double down, man. So we got. I got Bucks in 6. You have Bucks in 5. Diyab.
Got Bucks in 5.
Bucks in 5. Okay.
I think they'll make quick work of them.
Celtics, Sixers.
Celtics in 5, probably. I don't know. I just don't.
I agree.
Honest.
Diyab.
Yeah.
Well, maybe 6, but
bro, James Harden in TD Garden. GG, bro.
Man, that's tough. I mean, they're gonna lose regardless. It's just tough to say 5 or 6. I mean, if Embiid truly puts on a masterclass, maybe he pushes at 6, but that's about it.
You got Al Horford on the other side. That's the problem.
Oh, bro, he terrorizes him. Al Horford, Marc Gasol, bro. It's not good for him.
Bro, it's just funny how the Sixers literally signed Horford to a max just for him to stop guarding Embiid.
Yep. That's really sad.
And then Bucks, Celtics. I have Celtics in 6.
I'm gonna go Bucks in 7.
Okay.
I'm going Bucks in 6. I picked the Bucks to win a title in the beginning of the year, and I'm sticking with it.
Okay. And listen, if we all had the same picks, it would be boring. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the Bucks representing the East from 2 of our people, and I have the Celtics. We are moving out west. Diyab, since you're the guest, which series do you want to do first? Whichever one. Doesn't have to be in order. You pick a series.
Oh, we could just start the first one. Nuggets and Wolves.
Nuggets and Wolves. Okay, I got Nuggets in 5, man. I'm sorry.
Really, 5?
I'm sorry, bro. Yeah.
Bro, you got Nuggets in 5 too?
What did I pick? Let me check I picked Nuggets in 7.
What?
Really?
Dude, I think Cat is gonna. They're not gonna be able to stop Cat from scoring. I don't think they're not gonna be able to stop Jokic. But also, Dude, look, I think Timberwolves can win the non-Jokic minutes, and that's important.
Yeah, but how many, to play devil's advocate, how many non-Jokic minutes will there be?
That fat guy ain't gonna be playing every minute, bro. Come on now.
He'll probably get tired at some point. Like,
Yeah.
if the series goes 7,
They were coasting the second half, man. They're ready. I'm telling you, they're going to the finals.
I think they do
they can shit the
win,
bed for a stretch.
but I think Timberwolves, like, I know how bad they looked in that play-in game, but I just think with the talent they have, and I think Gobert did miss that play-in game that they struggled into against the Lakers, which it wasn't even really, they were still in the game. And then
Bro,
when they did
but
They were
that
down
Gobert against the Thunder.
three of our top 7 players. Like,
Yeah,
But that's
so
what-
like,
but that's what I'm
I
saying.
think they're
So-
pretty freaking good, man.
It's funny when people try to say that Gobert doesn't have an impact when the Lakers were literally living in the paint. They shot 68% at the cup, dude. But
So frustrating.
Diab, what's your
Yeah.
prediction? You could be a homer, bro. You could say Wolves in
no.
6.
I'll be unbiased. Like, I don't think we get gentlemen swept though. I do think that we could take at least 2 from Denver. I got Nuggets in 6, but if the series does go 7, I think the Timberwolves win it. Just because, I mean, the Nuggets defense does not scare me one bit. I mean, we have so many offensive talent. Like, who's guarding Cat? Aaron Gordon's not doing anything against Cat. Who's guarding Ant? Ant could put so much pressure at the rim. I think Jokic could be in foul trouble in a couple of games. I mean, if it was me and I was coaching, I would stagger Rudy and Cat and just make Jokic work for it, like, at all times. Like, he's gonna have to guard Tommy and Rudy pick and roll, or he's gonna have to guard Cat at the perimeter and have Ant just, cutting and all that stuff, bro. I think there's a path. It's very unfortunate that Jaden got injured. I feel like if Jaden was here, we'd have a way better chance. I would honestly, full bias, unbiased, it doesn't matter. I would have said Bulls 6 if Jaden was healthy.
If Jay was healthy, you guys would have probably beat the Lakers.
Man, I will say though, we can say it for whatever reason because of the mile high, whatever. Playing in Denver is tough though. Teams cannot, like, Denver protects that home court like crazy. So
That's why I don't understand
that's
how
why
Portland won that game 7. Bro.
in a game 7, it would be tough to go in there and win. I think Timberwolves cannot lose a road game or a home game this series. Like, they can't afford to lose a home game because it's going to be super tough in itself to go to Denver and win one game. So if you lose at home one game, that means you have to pick up 2 in Denver, and I don't see that happening.
Diab, how are tickets for the Wolves games? Have you looked them up or not yet?
Oh yeah, I'm actually going to games 3 and 4, so
Oh shoot. Okay.
it's gonna be pretty exciting. Yeah, I got a friend who got us tickets for game 4. I'm trying to get my friends to come with me to game 3, so we'll see how that goes.
Enjoy that,
But,
bro.
yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's
not
fire,
bad.
man. Yeah, I was gonna go to the Nets Sixers, and I'm like, they don't deserve my money. So,
Oh no, I wouldn't pay it if it's like gonna be such a lopsided series. But I mean, the Timberwolves made the playoffs like what, 3 times in my conscious lifetime or something like that. I mean, since
Probably, yeah,
2004, they miss it.
2018 in the last 2 years, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
But next series, Eric, Grizzlies Lakers. This is where it gets interesting on the pod because we all hate the Lakers and we all hate the Grizzlies. So
I hate the Lakers, man. Everyone on Twitter thinks that because I argue with Lakers fans. I don't hate the Lakers, and I like LeBron.
I do.
I think Lakers are getting overrated. Like, I just don't see them. Like, Lakers fans talking about how it's championship or bust. I don't see how you can say that. Y'all are not good enough to be considered a championship or bust team, I don't think. Like, I get you have LeBron, I get you have AD. But we got to be honest about this team. I picked the Grizzlies in 7 in this one. But I wouldn't be surprised if Grizzlies get them out quicker. I'm just not that high on the Lakers, man. I don't know. I just don't think they're all that.
Bro, I'm watching the Grizzlies-Lakers game right now, and it's pretty crazy how many calls in the regular season don't get called in the playoffs. Like, I know that was like a myth and like a conspiracy theory, but like I just saw like it's pretty funny.
If the NBA stuck to their guns and actually kept the rules changed they started earlier,
No, but then
it would have been better.
It would be exhausting, I think.
But it's still like that's better basketball than
That's fair.
40 free throws. I don't know, man. And I don't want to sound like an old head or anything, but it's just something.
Nah, go for it, because that was my complaint about the Lakers Wolves playing game. That was absolutely nasty, man. Cat getting 5 fouls, like you can't play defense.
Yeah, I saw someone argue. They're like, man, the Wolves shot twice as many free throws as us in the first half. Meanwhile, the Wolves shot 2 free throws or 3 free throws in the entire second half. Like, it was bullshit.
It was 3, and
it was the final by Conley one.
Yep.
I was like, y'all are bullshitting. Like, y'all know the refs are gonna come around and help y'all out like they always do. That's why that little graph thing was going around of like difference between
the differential.
Yeah, they were fucking a mile ahead of everyone else.
They were 300 above whoever was second.
That's
like the Grizzlies. I don't know who it was,
bro. Like, come on.
Oh,
yeah, I don't
Austin Reeves has the craziest whistle I've ever seen in my life. For what? An undrafted rookie? He has a prime James Harden whistle. That is absolutely insane.
And I will say, I do think drawing fouls is a skill that some people are better at, just embellishing contact and stuff. But at some point, use it. Like, come on, bro. Like, at some point,
Oh, that's
it's
how I
outrageous.
felt. That's how I felt about the Warriors Kings game. The Warriors were in the bonus with 8 minutes left, and I was like, I understand their fouls, but holy shit, dude! Like,
Dude, it's frustrating.
I
It's
do
not a
have
good
Grizzlies.
product
And,
to watch.
Yeah, I think I got that. Let me double check. I keep forgetting what picks I made. Yeah, I picked 6. I picked Grizzlies in 6.
I think Grizzlies in 6-2. I wouldn't be surprised if the Lakers somehow won the series just off the back of, if LeBron turns back the clock. But I mean, watching this game on the side right now, the Grizzlies are kind of having their way. So I feel like
the
it just
pace
kind
is
of
remarkable.
Yeah, Jaren Jackson, he's. I don't
He's
know.
in
Is he in
foul
foul trouble? I haven't. Is he in foul trouble?
Not yet.
All right, yeah. So I think Jaren Jackson's honestly, him and Bane, I think those two specifically are the difference makers in the series.
He has 1 foul at halftime, which is really good because now he
That's
can
not bad at all.
Now he could be shoving in the second half. Very fire. Sacramento,
Yeah.
Golden State. This is a tricky series because everyone thinks that the 4 championships and the 4 championships and the 4 championships are going to help the Warriors win the series. I have Sacramento in 6. They're going to win on the road.
I got Sacramento in 7.
Oof. Game
7?
7. Oof.
Yeah, man. I think the series is going all the way. I think it's gonna be a good series, man.
Yeah.
I'm on the opposite end. I think it's gonna be a hard series. I think each game could be close, or the Warriors could blow them out a couple games. But I got Warriors in 6, and I mean, I was pretty high on the Kings. Andres knows in the group chat, I was pushing it way back in the offseason. Everyone's shitting on the Kings, like the same old Kings, and I don't know if it's just the sympathy of like supporting another poverty franchise in the Timberwolves, but like, I mean, they had a very low-key, like really good offseason. Kevin Huerter was a good pickup. Keegan Murray, I kind of shitted on the pick. I thought they should have went Jaden Ivey, but that obviously worked out. Malik Monk was a big pickup, so I think they had a great season. They can't be mad on it. It's house money, but it's gonna be Warriors in 6. They got the experience.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's hard to knock Steph. I mean, even last night, Steph was making some shots that were just crazy. Like him and De'Aaron Fox going at it was so much fun to watch.
He's so good, man. Like,
It's ridiculous.
like
Like, even my dad doesn't watch that much basketball. Like the only time he'll never really go on and put on basketball. So if I put on the game, he'll sit there and watch it with me sometimes. And he's always kind of like, he's a bit of an old head where he'll be like, that's a terrible shot if someone takes like a contested 3, because that is the NBA today, but he doesn't really like those shots. But when it's Steph, he goes, what the fuck, man? Like, he's like, what are you supposed to do? Like, it's just, and I even told him that. I was like saying how it's crazy how if you look at the best players in the world, Giannis, he's like 7 foot. Durant, like 7 foot. LeBron, like 6'9", 6'10". All these players are huge. And then you got Steph, who's like 6'3". And he goes, is he really only 6'3"? Because I think he thought he was like 6'6", 6'7". Like, dude, he is small and he's still just doing all this.
Dominant.
I don't know. Even my dad, who hates the Warriors because we're Rockets fans, hate like all that. He still just can't help but like just be like enamored with stuff, like amazed with it because he's insane.
it's crazy how De'Aaron Fox used to be in Lonzo Ball debates, and now he's doing this, man.
My God.
Yeah, that
Man,
was-
I've been preaching for years. De'Aaron Fox was, besides Mike Conley to a certain point, but once Mike Conley finally made the All-Star game, De'Aaron Fox became the most underrated player in the league. Like, do you remember the Ben Simmons trade stuff where they said they wouldn't trade Ben Simmons for De'Aaron Fox? Like, look how bad that looks now.
Bro,
You'd be lucky to even get D'Lo for Ben Simmons at this point.
I think Ben Simmons might be better than him. Not gonna lie.
Then D'Lo?
Oh, no.
You said Ben Simmons is
I-
better than D'Lo?
Bro,
Ben Simmons isn't better than us three. Come on, man. Okay, that's harsh.
No.
But Ben Simmons is
Come
not
on.
good, bro. He's a negative on offense. He's a negative.
Let's not turn this into a Ben Simmons rant, but
better than D'Lo, I don't know if I can do that.
if I didn't have my account suspended, I would literally say how I had because De'Aaron Fox, he put 41 on UCLA in the tourney. I think he had like 16 points against Lonzo when he was guarding him. I'm very happy for De'Aaron Fox, and just so you guys know, Anthony Davis did get an injury heading into halftime, so we'll see about that.
I just
Dude,
caught that.
I
This guy is
tweeted.
just-
Andres, you know what tweet I'm talking about? Okay, this got taken out of context because I wasn't wishing injury on Anthony Davis. Keep that in mind. I wasn't wishing injury on it. But my main point is that Lakers will find an excuse for why they don't win, Lakers fans. And I said, Anthony Davis is going to end up getting injured, and we're going to have to hear about how Lakers claim they would have won it all if he was healthy. That's what I said. And everyone was like, oh, why are you wishing injury on him? It got bookmarked like 50 times. And I was like, if he stays healthy, I'm getting shredded. And he's already got a little bit. Come on, bro. Like, it was predictable. I feel bad. I don't like injuries.
It is.
But
it is predictable. It is 100% predictable. And it's like, you can't even be labeled a hater anymore because it's like, literally every other game he has a career-ending injury. Every other game he's on the floor dying. It's just, it's absolutely nuts, bro. Because like both Timberwolves games, the play-in game, he got injured, and then what was the other game? The other Timberwolves game, the regular season one, the one that they won. He was on the floor for like 2 minutes and somehow comes back. Like, come on, man.
Bro,
this
I
guy,
will say,
I'm so pissed, man.
I was getting shredded already by Lakers fans, like so mad at me. And I was like, damn, I was getting bookmarked to hell. And one guy I follow, like I'm cool with, he just said, I just bookmarked it so when he does get injured, I can laugh. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, so, man, I'm not rooting for anything, of course, I never do. But it's just, it was predictable. Like, there was no way this Lakers team was going to stay healthy for a whole playoff run. Even if this AD thing is just a little scratch, he's back, second half, back next game, they're just not going to stay healthy.
They have their excuse, that's it.
Yeah, and I don't know. I just don't see it. But back to the De'Aaron Fox thing, I am happy he's getting his flowers. He did, I even said this yesterday, he like went to high school 30 minutes from me. And I remember in college, I was friends with one guy who I would go to the rec and play basketball with him. Sometimes he was way better than me. But he talked about how in high school, he played against De'Aaron Fox. And he was like, he's going to be the best player in the NBA. Like, he was hyping him up so much. And just that, me and him talking about De'Aaron Fox every day pretty much made me become a bigger De'Aaron Fox fan. So I'm really happy to see him, like, balling out now like this. Like, I hope he keeps growing as a player. And I'm excited to see how far he can go.
If he could have hit his free throws, he would have had a 40 burger, man. That stinks.
And he tied second most ever in the playoff.
Yeah, behind Luka. I think Luka had 41 that first game against the Clippers.
Luka, I think it was 42. Luka, Ant's I think Ant's like top 5. Got that going.
Yeah. Clippers, Suns.
Oh, brother, here we go. Y'all go first. I just want to hear y'all's reasoning.
You got Andres? You go first.
And y'all can't use no Paul George fan as your excuse because he's not even playing. So come on.
No, I'm a bigger Kawhi fan than Paul George.
Okay, same.
Kawhi's my
like
favorite player all time.
He's like my
Kawhi's
second
favorite player all time. Love that guy.
All right. Go ahead, Andre.
You got it.
Suns in 6, sadly.
Oh shit! Let's go.
Bad.
I thought he was gonna be on your
bad.
side. Let's go. All right.
Kawhi.
Yeah, I was gonna kick you out of the Chris Paul group chat.
Kawhi has never lost a series in under 5 games. So if this series goes to 7, I wouldn't be surprised.
Is that true? He's never lost in those 5? That's crazy.
No. So last year he didn't play. 2021 he didn't play against the Suns. 2020 he lost in 7. 2019 he won the championship. 2018 he didn't play. 2017 he played the first game and then he got injured. 2016 they lost in 6. 2015 they lost in 7 against the Clippers.
That's crazy to think about.
2014 they won. 2013 they lost in 7 to the Heat, and then
Damn. All right, fair enough.
However, there is a path for the Clippers. The bench is not important come playoff time. I get it, but you look at the Suns bench and what is threatening about them: Terrence Ross, Landry Shamet, Cameron Payne, Bismack Biyombo. Which
Sounds
one of
like
those guys?
dogs to me. Sounds like dogs to me.
Yeah, wait, I mean, in 2K maybe.
Dog shit, bro. That's what that is.
That's a bar.
All right, fair enough. I set you up for that one. Whatever.
That's a bar. On the other side, if Lou plays his cards right, the Clippers have a chance because they could play Man, Gordon, Kawhi, Rocco, Zubac. That's a good 5 to close a game out, if you really think about it. But June will be.
Do you say Rocco?
Yeah, Rocco.
Oh, okay. Maybe I heard that wrong. Never mind. Good.
Anyways, I do think the Clippers have a path to win because their bench is much better than the Suns. I think Ty Lue is gonna adjust. Like he's gonna adjust with every game. We know that, but the Clippers low key have to win tonight. Like obviously this isn't a must-win game, but for the Clippers in this scenario, I think it might be. I expect Kawhi to come out firing. The Clippers are gonna win tonight. I don't know about the rest of the games, but they'll win game 1 for sure.
You think Clippers are you? I don't think so, man. I think Suns win tonight. That's like you can't guarantee that. Come on, bro.
I feel like
we're gonna come back next week on this, and you're gonna be like, okay, I apologize. You're gonna have to apologize.
I feel like Charles Barkley right now guaranteeing that shit. But
yeah, I just want y'all to know if Suns win tonight, that's the first thing that's gonna come out of his mouth before he even introduces the next podcast. He's gonna apologize.
Okay, I'll do. You got a deal. You got a deal. You got a deal. All right. So Suns in 6, but the Clippers do have a path. It's not going to be as lopsided because a lot of people are seeing Suns in 4, Suns in 5.
No, I got Suns in 7. I think I got Suns in 7.
Suns in 7.
But what makes me nervous is Christopher Emmanuel Paul in a game 7 because he will be limping up.
Oh, you're talking to the #1 Chris Paul hater. So
that's me, bro.
Wow. What? You brought a Chris Paul hater on here. What are you doing, man?
What's wrong with that, bro? We got it.
Some correct perspective here. No, I'm a Chris Paul hater, but
like a real hater.
No, I really am. Andres knows. We argue about like probably twice a month at this point.
At least.
Yeah, bro. I root against Chris Paul. I got some nasty nicknames for the guy. I'm not a fan whatsoever.
He's the only reason I want Suns to win.
Yeah, bro. I hate Devin Booker. I don't fuck with Kevin Durant. Chris Paul's Bucky. He's on that fucking team.
Yeah, I was a KD fan until he went and joined the Suns. So there you go.
There we go.
Diyab,
you got Suns in 6?
Oh, actually, I'm going the other way. I got Clippers in 6. I think really do think the Clippers can take advantage.
If the Clippers win this series, man.
If the Clippers win the series, they're going to the WCF. If Paul George comes back next time.
Which he will. If the okay.
So you don't see. Okay, what if Nuggets play Suns? Who wins that?
I think Denver.
The Nuggets play this. I think the Suns win. I think the Suns.
You think Denver's beating
top coverage?
Why do you think the Denver's?
No, I think the Suns are. Me or Andres?
Andres. No,
I think Denver's beating both teams.
Really?
I think Denver's making the finals, bro. I'm being serious.
I don't say it.
So what's the point of doing NBA predictions if everyone's gonna have the same predictions?
We're already different. What do you mean the same?
No, but I'm talking about like, hold on. I'm talking about the fact that people are like, oh, it's gonna be Warriors, Lakers, and Suns, Nuggets, and then it's gonna be Lakers, Suns in the conference finals. Like, what's the point of you making NBA predictions?
Oh shit, yeah, I got Lakers losing first round, so and I got Warriors.
I'm talking about
first round,
no, I know, but that's
just in general. Yeah.
I'm just talking about like general terms. Like people are like,
it is boring.
Bold NBA predictions, and it's like Warriors, Boston in the finals. Like, dude,
but yeah, that's like picking #1 seeds to make the Final Four in March Madness.
Yeah,
like,
those are more like casual, just seeing it through.
Yeah,
they got big fan bases.
Eric, you got the Suns.
Don't watch other teams.
Yeah, I'll go Suns. I think I had Suns in 7. Yeah, I think Suns in 7.
Okay, so then we got Sacramento, Memphis. I have Sacramento.
I got Memphis.
I'll go Memphis. Yeah, I think they're gonna be a little too much. Which I think at the end of the day, if Sacramento makes it to the second round, that's still a success for them because they're still pretty young. And
I'm glad you said
nobody expected them to be like this. Nobody expected them to be this far. And if you beat the Warriors, this will be the first time in 9 years the Warriors have lost in the West.
9 years.
That's a success. That's a success to me.
Yeah, can't hang the banner for that one.
Can we play devil's advocate now? Can you guarantee that the Kings get back to this point next season?
No, I think people always do that too. He's like, oh, they're young, they'll be back. That is not how sports works. It's never been how sports work. It's always easy to say they'll be back here, but it just doesn't happen all the time.
Yeah, would you agree?
I don't think they'd be a top 3 seed. I think they can sneak back into the play-in area, 7 through 10 kind of range. But I mean, when I look at next year, the only team that I think really threatens them to drop out of a playoff spot is either the Pelicans finally stay healthy and Zion finally has like a full run, or OKC takes that leap. Because I'm expecting a big leap from OKC next year. I think OKC is going to be an outright top 6 playoff team.
What do you think about the Rockets' chances? Let me hear you.
All right, Rockets next season, they're going to be the 14th seed. Next year, 15th seed. Like, I really have no
Jesus
faith in
Christ, dog.
Bro, it is, and I don't think it's a bad thing. I mean, Andres knows we have a Rockets fan in our group chat. His name's Hamza. You know, shout out Hamza if he's ever gonna watch this. But like, he is a big Rockets fan. And
No, he's not a Rockets fan. He's a homer. He is a homer. He's not a fan.
He's a big homer. Big homer. We're having all these debates like just over KPJ, just over the first few months, bro. I was saying KPJ was dog shit, and like, look at that, he's dog shit. I don't like watching him play. He's not a good point guard. Just throw that shit just
That's
out the
what
window.
I don't get.
Bro,
Stop trying to force him to be point guard. He could be like a small forward more than a point guard or something other than that. Just ask him to score 20 a game and that's it. But they are.
I would just have him
forcing
off the
out.
bench. He's a 6-man.
Bro, so we'll be talking about
Steph.
Steph.
Is a 3.
We'll be talking about Steph, and then he'll be like, okay, but did you know that James Harden dropped 54 points, 10 rebounds, and 8 assists on January 17, 2018? And we're like, bro, we're talking about Steph. Right
Okay, I'm not even close to that bad. If anything, I shit on Harden more than anything.
Yeah, I remember when you went viral.
Bro, that tweet is still funny. I said, whenever Harden pissed me off whenever he left, I said, I just want to thank Harden for 8 years. What did I say? I was
8 years and 0 final appearances.
We truly could have done
Was
it
that
without you. Yeah, I
Was
so
that you?
pissed
I
off.
think
Yeah.
that one of it went viral, didn't it?
I don't know exactly how it did, but
It did.
that was funny, man.
I'm the
Okay.
senior, bro. You're getting shit on.
Then we got so then we got Denver, Phoenix. I have Denver. You guys probably have Phoenix. I know you both do.
Yeah.
Or-
I got
Oh.
Phoenix.
Yeah, I got Phoenix.
Okay, so then we got Phoenix, Memphis in the conference finals. I have Phoenix, Sacramento. So that means.
Wait, you have
Well, no, I have Denver. Sacramento.
Yeah.
Excuse me. So I think Denver wins and makes the finals.
I think Phoenix makes it.
So you got.
Yeah.
So you both have Phoenix Bucks.
Wait, no, I thought you had Clippers winning, right?
No, I have Suns and
Oh
six.
no, I had Clippers beating the
Yeah.
Suns.
So then you would have Clippers Nuggets, and who would you have win that?
Who's the second round? It's Clippers
Nuggets.
Nuggets, right?
The Clippers Nuggets with Paul George back, bro. The Nuggets own the Clippers, man. I'm sorry to say.
You know what?
Man,
Fuck it,
Kawhi's
I'm taking
different though.
Clippers.
Kawhi
I'm
is
taking
different in
Clippers, bro. I'm
playoffs.
taking Clippers in 6.
Okay.
He is.
so-
Playoff. He's a playoff riser. Like a big
So then,
playoff riser.
Clippers Grizzlies would be your Western Conference Finals. That'd be a fire series, honestly.
That would be, and I think Clippers win that too.
Okay, so then your finals is
Clippers Bucks.
Clippers Bucks.
and mine's Suns Bucks.
And I got Denver Boston. See, I brought a guest and we don't have the same pick. See?
None
Now
of
you're
us
not-
do.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. That's great.
I'm going Suns winning it all because partly because my Chris Paul bias.
Bro, but okay, so this is
Oh,
how I looked at
Celtics
it.
would smoke them.
This is how I look at it. Ready? If Chris Paul gets a ring, what does that do for his legacy?
Like, are you genuinely asking, or is that like a?
Yeah, I'm genuinely asking because for
It
me,
depends. It depends how he plays. If he goes out and puts up 6 points a game,
it doesn't
people
matter how
will-
many points. The ring is what matters. It don't mean a thing without the ring.
I
Look
don't
at
know
Jason.
if I agree
Look
with that.
at Jason Kidd, bro. Jason Kidd. They talk about him like he's a demigod because he won a ring being a 6-man for
Yeah,
the
but
Dallas
people
Mavericks.
also hate
He
Chris
took a
Paul.
team to
People
the
didn't hate
finals,
Jason.
bro.
Yeah, he did take a team to the finals. He's done more by himself than.
I don't want to hear it.
Now
It was
I am
the-
a Chris
it was
Paul
the
fan,
weak-
so
it
I
was the
will say
weakest.
I think Chris Paul's a top 5 point guard ever. Gonna just throw that out
Well,
there.
he's top 3, but that's what I'm saying. So
I don't
a
have
ring,
top 3.
a ring. Well,
Top 5.
well, yeah.
I'm a hater.
If
Get the
he
hell
wins
outta
a
here.
ring, though, okay, realistically, if he goes out there and puts up like 15
15.
and 10 per game this playoffs, and he shoots like 40% from 3 like he's been doing all season, and he plays a good playoff series, and he like helps take them to the finals and they win, man, I think other than Magic and Steph, you could argue him over anyone.
Well, that's the point. I already
I
have him
have, I
there.
have Zeke 3. I have Zeke 3.
I have-
you just
The
have to
Zeke is
say.
fine 3, but if Chris Paul does this, I think
I'll
there's
put him
got to
third.
be an argument for him.
I have
maybe
Chris Paul at
losing.
3, and then I have Chris Paul at 3. So for me personally, I don't think Chris Paul moves up in the rankings all time. So what's a ring gonna do for him? Nothing.
I mean, maybe not in point guard rankings, but in But also, we don't have to just sit here and talk about it in a rankings aspect. We can talk about it in a Chris Paul needs a goddamn ring aspect because he doesn't have one because he's always getting injured or fucking up the playoffs. So finally to see him not do that, regardless of Durant or not, would be a blessing.
That's a fair argument, but like I said, a ring for his legacy, like it doesn't make him worse than a top 3 point guard of all time. It doesn't make him worse than a top 20 player of all time.
I think it still definitely matters to his legacy. Like, I think it has to matter.
He's one of those players that deserves a ring. I get it. I understand that, but like, it's not the point of like, he needs a ring. Get the hell out of here.
This is your fault, I'm just.
Well, no, it's not my. Bro,
Hey man, if the Clippers win a ring, though, I'm
You're sleeping
drowning
well.
all my Russ hate. Russ is gonna be a top 3 point guard.
Russ will be.
You know, actually,
Russell.
Hell no.
I'm not a Russ fan. But if the Clippers win, I'm pushing everything.
Russell Westbrook is better than Chris Paul all time.
He would say
Would be.
Chris
Would
Paul's
be.
not
Would
top
be.
3 if he wins ring, but Russ is top 3 if he does. Come on, man. Who do you have higher right now, Chris Paul or Russ?
Right now, all time.
Yeah. If you say, bro,
Why are you thinking about it? Don't be that high.
I'm trying not to be biased, but bro, the MVP is big. The MVP, it has to be like a
But
big.
2008, Chris Paul should have won that shit, man. I don't care what anyone says.
He should have, but like, there should have been. Russ has the hardware. It's hanging in his house.
Look, Eric doesn't even know what to say.
Well, I mean, fuck the voters, man. This is some bullshit.
I think I'm gonna lean Chris Paul. I don't like it. I think Russ is gonna have a widely disrespected end to his career, especially joining the Lakers. I think that really tarnished his legacy. He would have thrived if they had some success there. I think they really would have pushed that. He's better than Chris Paul, top 4, top 5 PG all time, but unfortunately not.
You know what would be fire,
that's
bro?
assuming.
If the Lakers lose in the first round and the Clippers beat the Suns, that would be fire.
Well,
I would.
agree to disagree, but
What do you mean?
I don't want to see Chris Paul lose to Russell Westbrook.
Again?
No, I don't even hate Russell Westbrook, but I know for a fact the Westbrook era on freaking Twitter would not leave me alone. He hates Chris Paul and he knows I like him and he will not leave me. Bro, yeah, no, I can't.
I keep forgetting you can't root for the Clippers.
I'll have to step in if that happens.
We'll see, but
I will say though, I am a very big Kawhi fan, and
you want him to average 40 and lose.
Up until I could no longer like really do it because he was always missing games. I was pushing Kawhi as the best player in the world for so long.
I remember Tatum. Well, Tatum is better than him, but like come playoff time, I still want Kawhi.
Is he though? Is he?
Tatum's on a really stacked team. I like Tatum. I'm a big Tatum guy. I'm a big Jaylen Brown guy. I'm not a Celtics guy, but I like.
Bro, you know what sucks, Diyab? The fact that you can't hate on the Celtics, man. Like they're not like this team is like likable, bro.
They are likable, except for Marcus Smart, bro. That dude just flops hell out of it. Oh my god, bro, it pissed me off, man.
I'm glad he's been asked this year. Not gonna lie, because a lot of Celtics fans also agree that he hasn't been good. But nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, those are our predictions. Eric has Suns Bucks. Diyab has Clippers Bucks. I got Denver Boston. We'll see what happens. Moving on to the last topic. I mean, this is not really a topic. We're just gonna talk about it real quick. Let's talk about Israel Adesanya. What a card. What a fight. I don't know if anyone was expecting that. I know Eric was caught off guard because he said, I thought Adesanya would win, but blank. He's going to fill in the blank. But Diyab, this looked like a must-win for Adesanya. What did you see in this quick 2 rounds?
Oh my god. I thought Adesanya would win too, but I thought the fight would have lasted a lot longer. And the way that Alex was he was sticking around that first round. Like, I actually thought that he was going to put up a real fight. But the difference that I saw in this fight and the first fight is like, Izzy looked like the lights were just too bright that first fight. Like, he actually looked scared. He wasn't doing his like usual cocky shtick or any of that type of stuff. So, I mean, from then, I didn't expect him to lose, but like, the whole world was shocked when he lost because I don't know, the past few months of UFC in general have actually been crazy between Usman losing, Izzy losing. That's just the sport. It's very
rough because they're like 2 of my favorite fighters. So seeing them lose, it was a horrible year for me in UFC. I hate it.
Yeah. Yeah, it was very unfortunate. And the way that Usman lost his rematch, I was like, damn, bro, is he losing his? I don't know what to do. But I do like Alex Pereira. I really do like the way that he fights, and it's nice, man. It's nice to have a nice storyline going on, because this is a pure, like, not even just a UFC thing, goes all the way back to kickboxing. I mean, they have a rivalry going that far back. This guy owns Izzy, who's been owning his division, the UFC, for how many years now at this point? Like, it's absolutely insane. But I saw the confidence back in Izzy, like, off the bat. So I really had a good feeling about it. Until the end, though, he really caught me playing possum. I actually thought he was going to get knocked out.
Well,
Bro,
the saddest moment I've ever had watching UFC is I'm watching on an illegal stream, because I'm not spending no $80 on a pay-per-view, and I wasn't out with friends this time watching it. I was at home because I had to be up early the next morning, whatever. I was watching the fight. My stream buffers. I'm loading into the next one. I'm like, because whenever it did like freeze, no action was happening at that point. They were kind of just standing in the middle. Then my stream buffers and I'm refreshing it, and the Wi-Fi was kind of acting slow, so it's just loading it. And so I go to my UFC group chat real quick, and I click on it, and they're all going nuts, and I'm like, oh hell no! So I missed the knockout live. The saddest moment ever. I've gone back and watched the fight like 5 times though since, and just seen it over and over. And me and my friend talked on the phone for like half an hour, going nuts about it and everything. But man, I'm so happy he won. I was so nervous, bro.
I feel like
So
everyone was nervous about this fight, though. Like, the people that had Adesanya were like, bro, like, it can't happen again. Like, there's no way. You know what I mean?
Dude. And so I did think Israel Adesanya was going to win. And I mentioned it, I was very scared. So my favorite UFC fighter ever is Daniel Cormier. If you watch Daniel Cormier versus Stipe Miocic 2, Daniel Cormier is winning the fight pretty handily. Like, he's probably up 2-1, 3-0, and he's winning the 4th round. Then, in the middle of the 4th round, Stipe makes an adjustment and just starts going to the body, knocks him out. So, Daniel looks like the better fighter, ends up getting knocked out. And then they fight a 3rd time, and everyone kind of goes into that like, well, Cormier looked like the better fighter. He knocked him out time 4, he'll probably win. He gets outclassed. Then you look at Kamaru Usman versus Leon Edwards. Kamaru Usman looks like the better fighter in the 2nd one. He's dominating the whole time, gets knocked out. Everyone goes into the 3rd fight. Oh, well, he'll probably just dominate again. He gets outclassed. So I thought there was a pattern, and it was going to happen with Adesanya too. And I was so nervous that Pereira was just going to outclass him. But in my head, I was like, I can't not pick Adesanya just because of everything he's shown up to that point. He has earned the right to be the pick still. So I went with him, and thank God I did. I was so happy. And whenever I was talking to my friend on the phone, he was even like, dude, it was like a movie knockout. Like, he just was covered up, and then one punch, another punch, out. And he was like, and the celebration was cold, like everything. Even him pointing to his Pereira's
son. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, bro.
Everything was so cold about that moment. And I will say, Adesanya, he was different leading up to this fight. The way he reminded me of was before the Paulo Costa fight. He had that like look in his eyes. He was no messing around. He was so serious. That's how he was before the Paulo Costa one. You could tell he did not like Paulo Costa. You could tell him and Pereira, it seems like, I mean, I don't think there's any like real bad blood there. Yeah, but you could tell in the ring they don't like each other and they butt heads a lot. So it just seemed like that same type of dynamic. And dude, I'm so excited to see where he goes from here. And that's what they even asked him. They were like, does this feel as good as the first time? He goes, it's even better. Like, oh, I'm so hyped just thinking about it again. Fuck, I love UFC so much, man. So good.
It's so nice. Because, I mean, like, I assume that you probably watched editing. I know Andres watches it. Like, you could kind of tell the script. Like, there's the leading up to it, the writing, all that stuff, the foreshadowing. But UFC is just like, anyone could win on a given night. Like, a knockout could come. Like, no one thought that Leon Edwards was going to be the one to upset Usman twice now. Like, I did not see that coming. I thought Usman had a chokehold on the division. Like, it was just hits to take. But, sometimes it just happens. And I feel like this is good for Izzy to honestly lose that fight, because his last couple of fights have honestly been boring.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
That was not
like, they've been like more defensive. Yeah. And he came out firing from like the first minute.
Yep. It was all points based his last few fights. Now he's just actually going straight up for the dominant win. And like, what a perfect way to do it, other than like knocking him out and finally beat him. Like, it was perfect. It was a movie ending. I guess my only takeaway is I wonder if Alex Pereira even has like a chin like at all. He kind of ate that and just like
dropped.
went down. Like
That's the first time we've really seen him get hit in the UFC. And I mean, because even if you think back to their first fight, at the end of the first round, he almost got knocked. If that first round was 10 seconds longer, he's done.
Would have got knocked out. Yep.
So like, I will say two takeaways from Pereira. One, his leg kicks are some of the best I've ever seen. He's deadly with those. He's so quick with them. It's like, it seems like no fighter can read them. He just pops them out so quick. And two, I'm really excited to see him because he's moving up to 205, moving up to light heavyweight. So, I think light heavyweight is definitely in a position right now where he can come in and kind of take over. There's some dogs, like I think Yuri, I don't know how to say his last name, something crazy. All these names get confusing at some point. But I think he's really good. There's some good guys in 205, but I could see Pereira coming in and getting that belt pretty soon. So I'm excited to see where it goes. Super excited to see where Adesanya, who he fights next, because I know Khamzat Chimaev is talking about how he deserves the next one. I think he needs to get one more win before he's earned the title shot. But Khamzat Chimaev is scary, so we'll see how that goes. I'm excited though. I'm super excited.
Too.
Yeah, the UFC's in a good spot right now. They've been putting out some good fights lately.
And boxing's about to be in a good spot too. So.
Dude, yeah, Haney, Loma, and Tank Garcia coming up soon. That's gonna be good.
I think Tank Garcia is next weekend, no?
Yeah, it's on the 22nd.
Yeah, that's next Saturday.
One thing boxing needs to work on is marketing their stars. Like, it is not how it used to be. Dana can market like the fun. I mean, look at Conor McGregor. Like, that's probably the
massive star.
Exactly, for such a small promotion too. Like, he just blew it up. Like, that's absolutely insane. You don't really see that from boxing. Like, it takes a lot of years for them to finally get a hang of like who's fighting. It's not like before where there's like, I mean, I know it's like back in the 60s, but like Muhammad Ali's, like, you don't really have that. You don't have the Mike Tyson's, like, you don't have that draw that like draws a whole audience into.
I guess the last one was probably like Canelo, to be honest.
Yeah, Canelo was huge.
I do think also,
but it wasn't to that degree though.
No, it definitely was. I do think part of the problem is in UFC, it's like all the big stars want to fight each other. They're like, you're the best, I want to fight you. You're the best. In boxing, it's really a lot of waiting, and usually, not every time, but a lot of times, the fight that you want to see doesn't happen till like 5 years after when it should, and by then all the hype has kind of died off already. So it's like, I think they just need the fight scheduling is a bit off. That's why I'm happy Tank Garcia is happening, because this is pretty early. Like, people haven't been asking for Tank Garcia that long, and it's already happening. Devin Haney and Loma, that's a good fight coming up. So they're doing good right now with getting fights off. And Canelo, he might fight Bivol again. That's like, they got some good fights coming up. So I'm excited. Even women's boxing has kind of been going crazy lately.
The thing about the Adesanya fight that I like the most, I mean this in the nicest way possible, when he like punked his son, like, bro, like he really went out. I loved it too, bro.
Dirty, man.
I love it.
Bro, it was dirty.
Little son was doing that shit in the ring in front of him. Like, come on, bro. You deserve it.
The referee looked at him like, is he okay? He got right back.
That's the entertainment aspect of the UFC. That's the shit that makes it marketable. People want to see that. Like, you know, you can't be a nice guy forever.
Yeah, I agree,
bro.
But
sports need it, Izzy.
But that's what I'm saying.
Dude.
So Thibaut Courtois, he's the goalkeeper for Real Madrid. He said we have to focus on Wednesday's game. Some teams just play from Saturday to Saturday, making fun of Barcelona. So then Barca fans came out and said, "Oh, humble yourself, this and that, blah blah." And I'm like, you guys want El Clásico to be full of shit talking, it's what it used to be, and now you're crying out where Courtois making fun of Barcelona for only playing the league and getting eliminated from the UCL and Copa. But yeah, but
fans always want sports to be tough and we want it like the old days, but when it does, it's he has no class. Come on, bro. Like for women's March Madness, Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese going at it, that brought more eyes to women's college basketball than ever before, I think. And some people are like saying I was classes. No, let them go at it. Next year, I'm gonna be locked into college women's basketball, bro. I'm locked in now, and it's because of stuff like that. So I love it. I hope they more of it.
Bring back
rivalries make sports.
Fact.
Bring back real hate. We need it.
Yeah, we need Red Sox Yankees early hate, like how they used to be, stuff like that.
Well, the Yankees don't win championships anymore. So.
And neither do I.
Oh my! You know what else is nasty about that? Like you see a lot of Lakers fans, LeBron fans, and are also Celtics fans too. Like, my God, bro, rivalries are dead in the NBA.
Yeah, it sucks.
There's like, what is there? The Grizzlies and Warriors is still lopsided. It's not really a rivalry. Lakers Celtics doesn't really like. You're just pushing at this point. Yeah, like you could tell, like they don't go for the kill. Like LeBron and Tatum are cool. You don't see any real hate.
Bro, you see Draymond. You saw
Draymond.
Draymond pick up Deuce after a Celtics Warriors game in February. Like he was like looking for him and shit. Like, bro, what? Like, bring back the hate. we need the hate.
Yeah.
Bring back the good old days, man.
No, I'm totally kidding with that, but
I'm half joking.
The Grizzlies are being like that though. The Grizzlies are pretty hated. Ah, damn, they're down.
But I like it. Be the villain.
Nah,
Who
man.
cares?
nah, but they're not a villain, bro. The last villain was like
Right.
Miami LeBron, dude. Literally.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. Warriors.
I mean,
were
there's
pretty hated.
KD
Warriors,
wasn't
yeah.
even a
KD
villain,
Warriors.
bro. No, bro.
KD Warriors were kind of a villain.
No, but that was because of Steph, not because of KD. KD wasn't no villain, man. Man, you
No, it
put
was KD.
you
It was
put
KD.
you put KD in the octagon with like Hawkeye or like Hawkeye winning, bro. That's how
All
bad it is.
right, that's enough for that.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been everything for episode 48 of the Sports Fellas podcast. Diyab, I want to thank you for coming on, and I hope your
Absolutely,
Ramadan has treated you well. Happy early festivities. I know it's over on Thursday, so. Eric, any final thoughts?
Well, after the Suns win tonight, I will be texting you. That is all.
So,
And if they don't win, then I'm ignoring any message from you.
you mean the same way you did when Real Madrid won this past week?
No, I responded.
Nah, I want to
But
hear.
also, we're a Mickey Mouse team. We're trash. So
Yeah.
you that's like beating my local high school team.
You know what I say to that? Rest in piss.
Oh,
Diyab,
actually, this is a side note, completely
Yeah, we get
unrelated. I just want to say how funny it is. I looked up. I want to put shame to them real quick. Bunch of 17-year-olds. I looked up my the high school I went to, Waller. I looked up their basketball team's record. They're 2-31.
That's fire, bro.
Like, have some shame. Good lord, what are y'all doing? Start
Bro,
taking
you gotta
steroids or
defund the
something.
program at
Y'all
that
gotta
point.
do
That's
something. This is
nasty.
ridiculous. 2-31,
Bro, they're taking for Wembanyama, man. Be nice.
bro. It's rough, man.
Diyab, any final thoughts?
Yeah, Wolves in 6, man.
Oh,
Like, that's it, man. Wolves are
Okay.
kicking dog. Denver will get exposed. Andres, remember this take. We'll talk about it in the chat later.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, remember to like, share, comment, subscribe on the Sports Fellas podcast. We are now on YouTube and every other platform you could think of. So we want to thank you, and we'll see you on the other side. Peace.